Postural stretching corrects postural imbalances caused by belly growth. Are you pregnant and feeling like your body is completely out of balance? Back pain, constant discomfort, and a posture that just doesn't feel right anymore. You're not imagining it tanned. You're definitely not alone. In today's video, we're diving into a powerful, gentle method that's helping women reclaim comfort and control during pregnancy. Postural stretching, such as adapted RP. This technique doesn't just feel good, it corrects postural imbalances caused by belly growth, reduces pain, and helps you breathe, move, and sleep better. We'll explore real stories, expert insights, and practical steps you can start today even if you've tried everything else. If you're ready to feel strong, aligned, and empowered in your changing body, stick around because this could change everything. But before the video starts, write in the comments from where you are watching this video. Thank you. When Julia discovered she was pregnant, her world tilted not just emotionally, but physically. The joy of hearing her baby's heartbeat for the first time was almost eclipsed by the immediate onslaught of questions, fears, and subtle discomforts. At first, she thought it was just nerves or excitement, but soon, the physical changes began speaking louder than anything else. It started with a slight pull in her lower back. Then came the shift in her gait, the sense that her body was becoming something else entirely. Every mirror seemed to show a new curve, a new center of gravity. Her yoga mat gathered dust, and her once passionate morning jogs turned into slow strolls around the block. You're just pregnant. Her doctor had smiled at her 20-week appointment. This is normal. Your body is making room. Literally, but for Julia, it didn't feel normal. It felt like betrayal by her own spine. Her husband, Marco, was the first to suggest something different. He'd read an article online about postural stretching and how it helped pregnant women maintain alignment as their bodies changed. RPG? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Not the game kind, he said with a grin. It stands for Global Postural It's a physical therapy method. Really gentle, really focused on posture. Some versions are adapted for pregnancy. Intrigued and, admittedly, desperate, Julia scheduled a session at a local clinic that specialized in maternal physiotherapy. The therapist, a warm and perceptive woman named Anna, welcomed her with a soft smile and gentle hands. After a short evaluation, Anna nodded knowingly. "You're doing a great job carrying your baby," she said, "but your back and hips are overcompensating. That's what's causing the pain. The way your belly grows, shifts your center of mass forward, that pulls your spine into hyperlordosis, exaggerated inward curve. We need to balance that." She paused, gesturing toward a padded mat. "We'll work with postural stretching. It's safe, effective, and slow enough that your body can follow without shock." At first, Julia was skeptical. The stretches were subtle, almost too subtle to seem useful. But as Anna guided her through each pose, holding her gently at her shoulders, ankles, or hips, Julia began to notice a shift, not in the room, not in her thoughts, but in her very structure. Her muscles trembled with the unfamiliar effort of realignment. It wasn't about strength. It was about awareness. She learned to breathe into her spine, to feel the space between her vertebrae. She became intimately acquainted with her pelvic floor and the small, stubborn muscles of her inner thighs. Each session built upon the last. And slowly, so subtly, it surprised her. The pain began to retreat. One morning, around her 7th session, Julia stood brushing her teeth when she realized she had thought about her lower back in 2 days. It wasn't just that the pain was gone, it was that her posture had changed entirely. She stood differently, walked differently, slept better. Even her breathing had deepened. Anna explained why. This method doesn't just stretch muscles, it trains your body to remember the correct alignment. We're correcting postural imbalances caused by belly growth and also strengthening the muscles that hold your body together during this time of rapid change. Julia became a quiet evangelist. At her prenatal yoga class, she caught herself offering tips to the other moms. At a friend's baby shower, she passed Anna's contact along like it was a sacred scroll. By the 3rd trimester, Julia felt stronger than she had in months. Even as the baby grew heavier, her body didn't collapse inward. It expanded with intention. And when labor came early, intense, and all-consuming, it was those same postural lessons that carried her through. She breathed into her spine, just like Anna had taught her. She felt her hips open from a place of deep, trained awareness. After her son, Noah, was born, the work didn't stop. In fact, it became more important than ever. Her body felt foreign again, emptied, softened, like the afterimage of someone else's silhouette. But she knew where to begin. She returned to Anna's clinic, cradling her newborn in one arm and her recovery plan in the other. "Your body remembers," Anna said during their first postpartum session. "We'll help it come back home." In the months that followed, Julia rebuilt herself not back into the woman she'd been before pregnancy, but into someone new, someone stronger, someone balanced. She began writing about her experience. What started as a personal journal soon transformed into a blog. The blog grew into a community. Women from all over began sharing their stories of pain, of strength, of rediscovery. One post, in particular, struck a chord. "We talk so much about preparing the nursery, the hospital bag, the tiny clothes, but what about preparing our bodies to carry the weight of new life? What about reclaiming ourselves after birth?" For me, it all began with postural stretching. It's not glamorous, it's not quick, but it's real. It corrects postural imbalances caused by belly growth. Yes, but more than that, it reminds us that we matter. Our alignment matters. Our comfort matters. Our breath matters. The post was shared hundreds of times. It led to interviews, podcasts, invitations, and eventually a book deal. Julia found herself back in front of Anna, overwhelmed by the strange turns her journey had taken. "You changed my life," she said quietly. Anna shook her head. "You changed your life. I just gave you the tools." Years passed. Noah learned to walk, then run, then jump. Julia chased him through parks and playgrounds without pain, without hesitation. Her spine held her, her breath carried her, and whenever a friend or a reader reached out, struggling with the changes in their own bodies, Julia always started with the same two sentences. "Look into postural stretching. It corrects postural imbalances caused by belly growth, and so much more." Because in a world obsessed with quick fixes, Julia had learned the quiet power of presence, of posture, of patience, and it made all the difference. The walls were lined with floor-length mirrors and soft mats. Classical guitar music played in the background, and plants hung gently from the ceiling. On a warm summer morning, she welcomed a new client, a nervous first-time mom named Leah, rubbing her back and looking unconvinced. "This won't do anything, will it?" Leah muttered. "I've tried everything." Julia smiled, offering her a hand. "Come lie down. We'll start with your breath." And as Leah settled onto the mat, something began. Agana's story. A shift. A chance. Because healing isn't linear. It's postural. It's personal. And it always starts small.